Attention on this channel. We've got an important message. All observations and opinions shared here are for educational purposes only. This content is intended for adults. Viewer discretion is advised. Be advised that any individuals mentioned are not intended to suggest involvement in any crime.
Case by case, got the fire. Ha! Yo, you wanna talk about true crime? We start with the data flows. Digital footprints meet criminal defense, that's how this story goes. This channel's all about online evidence, the stuff they overlook. From live stream chats to deleted posts, it's all in the true crime book. My goal is to provide insight for the attorney in the darkest hour, to find the proof that can make a case or break a criminal's power. So whether you're a lawyer or a PI, we're diving deep in the mess, exposing misconduct and hidden truths to get to the very best leads. We break it down case by case on the trail of the facts. We show how digital evidence changes case outcomes. We on their tracks. No rumors, no gossip, just the evidence clear and concise. Shining a light on the shadows at any cost or price. What do we do?
Case by case.
What's the motto? We're here for the victims, the ones who were left behind. We're here for the families, giving them peace of mind. We follow the paper trail, the digital footprints and the timelines. Connecting the dots, we're reading between the lines. We don't just talk theory, we show you how it works in practice. We're here to help you stay ahead of the curve, to get a new analysis. You think you're in charge, but we're here to find what matters most. We're giving a voice to the voiceless, like a digital ghost. Digital ghost, digital ghost. We break it down case by case on the trail of the facts. We show how digital evidence changes case outcomes. We on their tracks. No rumors, no gossip, just the evidence clear and concise. Shining a light on the shadows at any cost or price. What do we do?
Case by case.
What's the motto? From digital clues. The mystery, you wanna know the answers? We're dedicated to the chase. From the first look at the scene to the final resting place. We're here to find the answers, to give the victims their due. A true crime channel with a heart and a purpose too. We're here to build up, to expose the truth, and to shine a light on the darkest of deeds with all our might. We're here for the truth, we're here for the facts, and that's it. We don't chase the trends, we just chase the truth and never quit. We let the past speak for itself, we let the facts lay the ground. We're just here to be a voice, a tribute that is sound. Yeah, it's all for the truth.
Ha! Come on, come on. Let's go.
Their thoughts for you, yeah. Won't kiss the ring. Yeah. Ha. Come on. Let's go.
Never can get it right. I never can get it right. Good morning, afternoon, happy Monday. Welcome to Case by Case, guys. Sorry about being late. I had too much open on multiple windows. I need a tech person who is willing to work for free. Sorry, just kidding. But no, yeah, I had a little bit of crashing going on behind the scenes. I had too much open. Welcome in. Welcome to Case by Case. Missed you guys. I've worked a ton of hours this week. And of course, I've been trying to go live all week. Hasn't happened. Can't do it. No room. But hopefully starting next week, I have a little bit of breathing room. And you might see more of me. That's either going to be a good or a bad thing. But welcome in Case by Case. This is episode 34 of the Delphi Vault. Can you believe it? Hi, Candy. Thanks for being in the waiting room. Oh no, you're in the real waiting room. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm in the waiting room while family members having surgery. We'll have to catch later. Thanks in advance, y'all. I was hoping for another vault. Prayers to you, sweetheart. That's sad. Hopefully it's a in and out and you won't be there long. Prayers up to you. Hey, Fiend, back again. Hello. I'm going to bring on, today's going to be a little bit of a bunch of stuff. Here, there, and everywhere. We have a lot to talk about. We're picking up on last week's topics. As you know, we made available all of the frames of the BG video, and we started talking about those. Hey, Deanna, I called you, but you didn't answer. We have to touch base. Indy Cindy, if you are in here and you want to link, just say yay or nay in the chat. Indy Cindy has been all week long diligently emailing us. She is seriously a massive asset of information, and I love it. So I emailed you back. Yeah, it's been crazy here too. I worked like 60 hours this week, worked yesterday. So today I feel like it's Saturday when it's really Monday, and I go back to work tomorrow, but I'm off tomorrow. No, I go back to work tomorrow and then I'm off Wednesday. So what's up, Shaboogies? Hi. All right. So let me bring Quester and everybody's favorite fungi. Hello, guys.
What up?
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
So, yeah. Let me check my, there go. Is my camera blurry again?
Yeah, but
Yep.
I mean, you can just
That's
fool
how-
everyone into thinking they need cataract surgery.
That's how this started the first time when things crashed.
Can you like put like your hand over it for like 2 seconds and then let it readjust? Does that work?
I don't know. We're going to see right now.
Will I be your tech person? Will I do it? You gotta completely blacken it out for like 2 seconds.
1, 2, 5.
No, I think this might just be my vision at this point.
No, it's my camera.
I wanted to gaslight everyone. Stop.
Yeah. I have a lot of money wrapped up in the microphone and the camera, and both give me problems.
We'll figure. I just used this stupid little snowball thing with like a 3D printed base on it. I should just get one for you.
No, I need a camera that filters out wrinkles.
Free falling. Apparently, everyone else can see my falling avatar except me. So, as long as you're having fun with that.
La 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 la.
Okay, so Amy, you want to send or share that thing that we were talking about right before the stream? The thing that I sent that Indy Cindy spotted.
Shaboogies, that's what I have. I have a Logitech. I have a nice one, and just gives me problems. So you want to start with that?
I think we should, just so we can get people thinking beforehand. I don't know, because I just really want people's opinions about that, like as we go.
Okay, so
Get something to stir the pot a little bit.
we don't stir the pot on this channel. What are you talking about?
Soup is really good though, and that's how you make it. You stir that pot.
Speaking of soup, I have soup, beans, and ham and dumplings on the stove.
Dude, we just made dumpling soup yesterday.
Well,
It's like we're all the same.
Mike said this morning, he said, I've got news for you. I'm going on a diet, because pool season's coming up. We have a pool. We're going to be in the backyard in our bathing suits. And I said, well, your diet has to start tomorrow because today you're going to eat a shit ton of carbs because we're having soup, beans, and dumplings.
Carbs are like my favorite.
Mine too. Sucks. Quester, what's your favorite?
Well, dumpling has got to go in a stew.
No,
Always.
dumplings can be like steamed dumplings, or
Oh no, I go full board.
I'm saying get like Chinese food. I like getting steamed
No.
dumplings.
Hey, Four Pits. Yeah, we're stirring the soup over here. Now it's just speculation.
Amy, let's share the image. Unless you're covertly trying to like.
I'm covertly trying to put it off.
To stall.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, if you want to put it off, we can. I just my excitement. So everyone, I've dangled this kind of carrot in front of everyone. So don't kill me. It was Amy's fault.
Yeah, because I just sent this to myself in my email and said, "Hey, let's start with this." That's what I did. Well, okay, Four Pits, stay there. Stay at Planet Fitness and continue to burn the carbs because today I'm eating soup, beans, and dumplings with ham. And my dumplings are thick. I make them out of Bisquick. And
that's what we did.
And then I put I put it over bread and butter with the dumpling.
Guys, she's stalking me.
Oh, hello, mods. Love you guys. Sorry, today's just a little bit of a quirky day.
She had everything ready, but it kind of crashed. So if it seems like we're stalling, that might be why.
I'm still uploading stuff in the background here.
So please, we're not just trying to talk. Oh yeah, happy birthday, Eve.
Yes, happy birthday.
Eve is a very smart individual who's very into this case, and
I'm so happy that people that I know celebrate birthdays because I don't. I stopped celebrating my birthday when I was 25. I was 25 for 10 years, and my kids didn't even realize my birthday cake said 25 until my youngest, being the smart ass that she is, happened to look at my ID one day and say, "Oh my God, you're a liar."
Everything she knew
Went up in smoke. Okay, so we're going to start with this picture, and I have nothing to do with it.
Trying to remove yourself. I see. Okay.
I am. No, for real. This is really a
this is awesome.
This is really, I'm going to use Shaboogie's analogy. This is a ball crusher right here. That's what this is.
Yeah, Indy Cindy, all credit to you. You're the one, your eagle eye spotted this. We're not going to give any more information so far, but I think probably next time we will probably talk about it a little bit more.
Yeah, we have this random photo that just came out of nowhere that is sitting in someone's driveway.
The photo isn't. There's a vehicle.
Okay, are you guys ready? I'm going to put it up.
I've been ready, Amy. Any way you can remove the banner at the bottom, like temporarily, or like scooch up the photo a tiny bit because it does have. God. I know, I'm so demanding. Oh, okay. There you go. See, now you can see the text at the bottom. I so lovingly wrote. All right. You want me to say it?
Of course. I don't want to take your shine.
Oh, it's not my. Okay, I'm just gonna say it on Indy Cindy's behalf because she's not here right now. At least in here, but so we're not going to tell you whose it is at this point. I will tell you next week, but I just want you to look at this with complete non-bias, okay? Just like don't care whose it is. This is someone who was at the trails that day. That's all I'm going to give you guys. And the one on the right is what the state says is Rick Allen's car, which, I mean, Yellow Jacket's done pretty great debunking that. But so just let me know what you guys think. How, like, give me like 1 through 10. How close resemblance do you think this is?
Put it in the chat. 1 through 10.
Put it in the chat. 1 through 10.
1 being the weakest, 10 being
or 0.
Absolute spot on.
11 being, oh my God, what the hell?
Daylight rims. Oh, do we have daylight rims here?
Mm-hmm. Interesting, guys.
Oh, we have an 11. Laura,
we got 20. No, we got 20.
Oh, shit.
All right, guys. Thank you for your feedback. I really wanted this in the beginning, just to make sure I wasn't going a little insane. Indy Cindy knows whose car this is, and so does Avian Quester. Everyone else is going to wait till next week, just because I want you guys to look at it without any type of bias. I know it's probably going to kill you for the whole next week, but I promise.
Indy Cindy, we are swearing you to secrecy.
She's great. She's good. She won't. But I promise we will have a lot more to talk about it next week, likely. So just letting you guys know that.
Yeah. So
right.
yeah, this car is sitting in a so-called witness's driveway.
Someone who's at the trails, yeah. So yeah, I want to. Yeah, so that's it. If you want, you can screenshot that. Otherwise, I can post it. Amy, I'm sure will post it on Twitter. I can post it in the Facebook group. Right now,
okay, it should be the opposite because you're never in the Facebook group. You're always on Twitter. I'm in
yeah,
the
but
Facebook
mine's a nature account, and I don't like.
Quester, are you still here?
He's always here with us in our hearts.
He said no.
I think he said hello.
I didn't know. No, I'm not here.
No. You're not here?
No.
No.
In spirit?
Okay, so where do we go from here? Because last week...
Quester, take it over.
I'm so frustrated with this case. I'm so frustrated with this case. I can't even tell you. I feel like I'm beating my head against a brick wall and no one's listening. And the wheels of justice are rolling slow. And I had a dear friend send me a thread of communication with Anna Williams, and she seems to be completely open to if it's not Rick, then it'll all come to light. That pisses me off. Sorry, but it does, because outside of a man who's sitting in a prison, who is more than likely innocent, we have a mother of a victim who is open to whatever comes next. And I just don't know how to wear those shoes. Sorry.
I think it's just really hard to understand what she's going through. At the same time, you want to be sensitive, but at the same time, you're like, seriously?
I have 2 daughters that I love dearly. And there is absolutely nothing in this world that would stop me from fighting for justice if one of them was no longer on this earth. In a situation like this, I would lose my flipping mind. I would lose my mind.
I'm adopted, and I'm pretty sure my mom would do that. Like, well, obviously it doesn't. I mean, adopted mothers love the same way, but I'm just saying, like, my mom would lose her shit.
Because we're live and because I have a channel, I try to keep my emotions and my, I don't want to say real life personality from coming through. But there are things about this case that really enrage me. And some of it's very telling when I look at the people who are involved in this case and how you put how it's imbalanced with, we're going to go with what these people say versus what I know. And when shit doesn't add up, shit just don't add up. And as a parent, and you know what? I may be a rarity. I may be someone who loves all the details, who wants to get to the truth of the matter. And there's some people out there who don't want to know. But from my standpoint, somebody who needs everything put on the table, transparency, I look at this case and I go, Jesus Christ, you owe me explanations. Anyway. Okay, I'm going to take this photograph down. Where are we going next, guys?
Quester, take it away, buddy.
You want to go for that?
Well, we are going to talk. So we're going to talk about the frames. Let's hear. So last week we finished, and this week we're going to continue on with the down the hill video. And we received a magnified image picture of a photo that the sender said was shown to RA in his first interview, which we have it. It portrayed a person on the Monon High Bridge. So we dug into this to see if what this person said was correct. We first checked that a picture of the Monon High Bridge was indeed put forth to Richard Allen during his interrogation video. It was on the desk in a video of the interview. That photograph was captured. We snapped that from the interview and expanded it to a sufficient size to assess if it was the one sent to us. It was. The sender was of the opinion that it was of the BG. So the photograph that we're about to show is a picture that was shown to Richard Allen during his interrogation video. The photograph was laid on the table and the photograph was captured. However, while it was not incredibly clear, it looked to us more like a pic of Abby on the Monon High Bridge. So we checked the video frames. We found no frame in which the BG was alone on the Monon High Bridge. Thus, if this was the BG, then it was highly suspicious.
Could it be zoomed in?
We did zoom in. And I think my opinion on this differ from Quester's, which makes our camaraderie here even better. But we found no frame in which the BG was alone on the Monon High Bridge. Thus, if this was the BG, then it was highly suspicious. We then searched for a frame of Abby alone. No bridge guy behind her. We found no such frame. Either way, the BG or Abby, this stinks. Changing the verbiage a little bit. It was a great catch by the sender and warranted a deeper investigation. The sender knows who he is. I'm not going to, I'm not going to put his name out there, but he knows who he is.
Bless you.
Thanks. So we checked all the frames to see if there was one similar to the desk picture. And we found one in which the size of Abby, her position on the Monon High Bridge, the width of the Monon High Bridge, and the angle of the shot were the same as in the desk picture, which boils down to frame 138. We expanded 138 to a degree where we could properly compare it to the desk picture. The shape, the stance of the person, the desk picture was very similar to the shape and the stance of Abby in the 138. Pound that into your brain image from the BG video frames that we isolated. Image 138 was not from before BG appeared. It was well into the BG was there. Furthermore, BG was visible in 138. So now I'm going to put up picture 1. Let me take the chat off the screen. There we go. Quester, take it away.
Okay, starting from top left and working across. First picture you see is the snap that we got from the interview. And in a little yellow box, that's the picture our attention was drawn to. One beside it, we've expanded. And the one below, we've expanded a heck of a lot. Now this is the same, exactly the same picture that we were sent. So we've confirmed 100% this is where it came from. The next one on the right, we've just turned it so that it's vertical. And we placed frame 138 next to it. We then overlaid Abby in the center of the desk picture to make sure that it did fit, which as you can see, it does. Then we started working on it. On the bottom row, we've identified a lot of things we find wrong with this picture, the desk picture. First of all, the whole of the background in one corner is gone.
It's like a
It's
straight
also
line.
taken away. Sorry?
It's like a straight line, isn't it, Quester?
Going across from the body, it is almost, isn't it?
Yeah, that's kind of weird. And could these be artifacts of like the compression, perhaps making it larger, Quester?
Expanding it like this can damage pixels, but not to that extent. That has been completely wiped out.
That straight line is pretty compelling, guys. It's just something was interesting. All right, continue. I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's also taken the head off that person. No. It's not incredibly clear because we've had to expand it so much. But if you look at the angles of the legs, they're not quite right, but they're about how it would be. And the shading would be about how it could look if the pixels were smudged. However, there is no second person behind this. That is completely smudged out as well, that area. The other thing is, the next one down, the platform is missing. Now that's not quite so much a smudge. That looks like it is just not there. And then at the bottom, we have the old famous halo around Abby and on the timbers. That halo is usually an indication of manipulation. Okay, Amy?
Mm-hmm.
Quester, are we certain that there isn't like another piece of paper perhaps on top of it? Or I don't know. I'm trying to read the chat to see what we can possibly devil's advocate this thing.
Well, we did think of that. That's why if you look at those pictures up in the top left, you can see it on the desk and there is nothing blocking it out.
We're sure that's not like there's nothing, not a little post-it note or not. Yeah, it's true. Ooh, dang.
No, we couldn't make out anything like that at all over it.
Yeah. Let us know if you guys can see anything different than we see. We are open to it, and we're here for the truth.
So so on the right-hand side of this picture, that's labeled at the very top. It says frame 138.
Yeah.
We see Abby, and then we see Bridge Guy behind her. To the left of that is the image that was rotated vertical from the table of the photograph that was shown to Rick Allen. To me, this is just my naked eye looking at this. I don't even know what I'm looking at here. There's no head on this image. The knees appear to be bent to the one side.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you so far.
And I don't understand why we have. So when the BG video came out, I think a lot of people were floored at how clear the video was. Everything in the video is viewable except for the BG, especially his face. And it's, to me, there's just so many holes in what we're looking at here. And when you look at what Rick Allen, I mean, we're looking at this photograph that was laid on the table in front of him. And Rick Allen is not committing to anything. He's like, okay, but I never saw those girls. I never met those girls. I didn't talk to those girls.
He's still thinking he's helping.
To a certain degree, yes. But if someone laid this picture in front of me, I would be like, what the fuck is this?
Well, the other thing you have to note is that frame 138 is very clear, lots of color. So why did they print out a monochrome one that was blurred?
Well, it almost looks like there's a filter on it, right? Like a
Yeah.
sepia filter or something like that, right?
There's something wrong. There's something, and as much as, you can go completely fucking left of center on this. And I go back to, all I can go back to is back in 2017, after the crime first happened, everybody was posting what they knew, what they saw. And it's not this. It is not this. What we're seeing here is a manipulation of digital forensics, photographs, videography, and if people can't see that, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what else there is left to say. We have been banging our head against the wall for the last, year on this case, and disregarding people who had no idea back in 2017, in February, March, and April, and May, and June, and July, where this case was going to go, discussing what they saw online. And all of that is just completely thrown out the window, and we're stuck with this.
Yeah, perhaps Chabooks has a point. Perhaps it's the quality is making it harder to see BG. That very well could be. To me, guys, I really hate the fact that this is what kind of evidence is kind of pointing to at this point, and because it doesn't make freaking sense to me. And
Me
I
too. Me
I don't know.
too.
If, yeah, you guys are in that boat.
When you watch the video,
hate
when you
that.
watch the BG video, there is no reasonable explanation for the imagery in certain aspects of the video to be so distorted.
I just wish, God, I wish it wasn't like this. I hate this. Like, that this is what it's come to, that I can't trust my own eyes. I hate it.
That is the thumbnail of the lie. Can't trust your lying eyes.
Remember to like, guys, and give Amy a follow or whatever it is on, or subscribe to the channel.
So we've put up
got more stuff here.
We've put up picture 1. The big problem with the frame 138, of course, is that, and all either side of it clearly show the BG is behind. It could be that law enforcement had removed BG, not Abby. But then there were other questions, like the fact that there was no platform in the desk picture. Platform just completely went away. Yet there was in 138. And the glaring question, if there was no bridge guy in the desk picture, what exactly was the picture supposed to prove to Rick Allen? And why would Rick Allen have responded with, I'm not saying that's not me? Too many unanswerable questions arose in going the Abby-only route. So we went back to the frames to look at one we could manipulate, where if we removed Abby, the result provide a match for the desk picture. We found one, frame 312. So now we're going to put up Quester, go ahead.
Like this one, we went from the opposite direction. We decided, well, this, looking at it being Abby on there only doesn't seem to work. So can we do a BG only? So we searched through to find one which had BG clearly, and where the bridge and so on matched what was on the desk. And this was frame 312. Excuse me. And we cut out the piece with BG, and then we cut out Abby and the platform, parts of the sky and so on that were missing. We then started rebuilding those parts. As you can see, we worked through rebuild with just BG in there. We got to a stage where we could put it next to the desk picture and compare them. I don't know about you, but looking at the desk picture and the one beside it, I would say there is an awful lot the same on those two. Far more than just the other picture we put up. So I'm leaning towards, yes, this is where the picture came from. Do you want me to stop there and let you chat through it, Amy, before we move?
Well, I'm looking at this and I'm going, when I'm saying when, wow, and high. When, wow, and why. When, how, and why.
Wow.
All those things combined. I mean, looking at the desk picture at the bottom right-hand corner, the foreground looks to match. Like things were cropped in, cropped out. There was some photoshopping done. However, the image itself of the person standing on the bridge, to me, does not match the image of Bridge Guy. it appears that this person, if this is a person, is standing facing the side. Am I seeing it wrong, or is it?
What you have to remember is that desk picture is pixels that have been blurred into each other. So you're going to get a big clump instead of little definite colors here, there, and everywhere. So, for instance, the body you can see in the desk picture is completely black. Well, if you look on the one next to it, you can see how that could have been created by smudging the pixels from the shadow. Yeah?
Yeah.
When you look at the legs, again, they're massively smudged. The darker line going across could be that really dark shadow in his midriff, which is bleeding over onto the legs. If you look where the feet are on the 312, he's got his right foot lifted. On the desk picture, you can see where the right foot would be, it isn't. So it's lifted. So you see where I'm coming from, saying that they do align.
Yes. And the one thing about this picture that I want to point out is, and this might be irrelevant for the topic of the conversation, but is the waistline of BG.
Yeah.
Look how thin he looks. This looks like this figure, this person looks like a much younger image, a much younger version of the bridge guy than other photographs that have been manipulated that we see.
Yeah. When you compare it to Abby on there, you can see he's got very slim hips. And I don't think you could say that about Richard Allen.
Very slim. No, and this gives me the impression of a much younger person than what the compressed, condensing version of the BG picture that was circulated shows. This looks like a much younger person.
It certainly does. And the other thing is the head. Now, when we tried with Abby, we had to chop the head off to make it work. Now we've got BG with his head down, so we don't have to chop a head off, but there's still a dark shape on the desk picture where his head would have been.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So again, it fits in better that the desk picture has only got BG on it without Abby. Of course, that raises some pretty big questions. Yeah?
Yeah. And I mean, I don't even know what we do with this. I mean, it's like when you dive in and you break it all down like this, it almost seems unrealistic, like we're conspiracy theorists over here. But everything
Well, the
about
thing
this,
is, go
ahead.
Sorry, go on.
No, everything about this case that raises questions. No one's wanting to dive into why these questions exist. And what about the state's case doesn't add up? And it starts, to me, this case hinges on the drop-off time and the end of the BG video.
But what we have to remember about these pictures is what's in the picture is not the important thing. Yeah. The important thing is what it's saying. And that is that it's saying Mullins put on that desk either a fake or a true picture. Yeah? Now, if it was fake, that means it's been manipulated. And that means a law enforcement were busy manipulating their photographic evidence almost from the start and lying to everyone. If it is real, then we move on to this is a real picture. Where is Abby? Yeah? Why isn't she on that bridge if this is a real picture? And that to me is the more important question. Yeah?
It's so frustrating. Hey, Laura Dawson. Hello, welcome. Okay.
It is very frustrating because in no way am I saying that Mullins or whichever person was doing it was the world's greatest photo manipulator. Whoever did this wasn't very good at all. It's a mess. What I did there with just cutting bits down and refilling and so on took me about 10 minutes. And I didn't have to smudge. And I'm not a photo expert.
Okay, so hold on a second. I have a couple things I'm uploading right now that we need to talk about.
But while you're doing that, I'll carry on with what these pictures lead us to, shall I?
Go ahead. Keep going.
Yes, Your Highness.
Right. So if we take it that this is a genuine picture, the desk picture, we are fixed with the fact that what we have here is a picture of BG or a man on the bridge. No Abby. Now the condition of it would say to me it's not a photo, it's a video still. And that would then lead you into saying you've got a choice. Either the DTA downhill video is a fake or there is another video. If there's another video, how come the man's in the same position? So, my initial view on that would be that it is a genuine video of a man on a bridge, and the Abbey one is a snip from another video that has been overlaid onto it. That's what it suggests to me. Obviously, it'll take a little bit more before I can get to a position where I can 100% say that's what this is. But that's what that desk picture is suggesting to me. That Mullins, when he interviewed Richard Allen, showed Richard Allen a genuine picture. Then they built on it. Of course, that would mean that this whole down the hill video has been concocted by LE, not by the perpetrators. And boy, does a hole open up underneath you.
I hate that.
A huge hole.
Yeah. But the bottom line is, no matter which way round you look at it, there's manipulation here.
And I think there's going to be a lot of people who don't want to believe that.
Well, they can choose not to believe if they want to, but facts is facts. When you just look at these pictures, they're wrong. You can argue about the hows and whys, but these pictures are not right. Even if you believe Richard Allen did it, the pictures are still not right.
Why are we having so many of these questions? Is I guess what frustrates me. This is not supposed to happen after a trial. This is not. If this happens after a trial, something is wrong. Like, even if you think that Richard Allen is guilty, can you at least admit that, like, something is wrong if we have this many questions after a trial and this many inconsistencies and just no answers and no willingness and no curiosity to find these answers? I mean, it rubs me the wrong way. And
well, to a large degree, the defense weren't allowed to, because to impugn these pictures would be to impugn the officer presenting them. And Gull made a specific direction that the defense were not allowed to impugn any officers or the state's experts, etc., which had the effect of the defense could not attack these pictures.
Well, I mean, I don't even know if, sorry, I don't even know if throughout the investigation by the defense team of this case that their minds were even willing to go here, because this is not a norm. This is not anything that we've ever seen before. And
I mean, you and I are struggling to feel like it's real.
Well, this goes back to years in this case, where the 207 photograph was questioned of being authentic. And, it was 60% of the public thought there was something wrong with the 207 photo of Abby on the bridge. They were calling Photoshop fakery way before the trial. And then we get to the trial and we find out that this photograph doesn't exist anywhere. There's a credible foundation for the truth that needs to be looked at here when shit just doesn't add up, and shit's just not adding up in this case. It never has, it never will, until this case is taken out of the hands of people that we feel can't be trusted. Jerry Holman, you are first and foremost. Nick McClellan, you are a side-by-side twin to that accusation. There is something going on with this case that has been so buried and so hidden. We've all known that it doesn't add up. We all know that somebody is covering for somebody, and it's either the meth game, the child CSAM game, or both. And either route you go leads to the same destination. We have been lied to. And I'm sorry. I never, ever wanted to point the fingers at the family. But the Patties, to me, after all of the digging that we've done, all of the investigating that we've done behind the scenes, researching, there's been a lot of things that we've uncovered that we haven't even discussed live on this channel. But I am convinced that the Patties know exactly who did this and why Libby was targeted. Libby was not the target. Libby was the result of the target. Libby was the hit it where it hurts target. retaliation, you owe me or you did me wrong target. And Anna, I think, feels isolated and abandoned in her own mind and doesn't feel strong enough to fight back. That's my opinion. But this doesn't add up. None of it adds up.
And we're discovering more and more problems with the pictures and the videos. There's far too many now for us to just say, well, forget it, it's just something.
It's not just something. I mean, from day one, I'm sorry, like, Quester, I think that you know first and foremost that when we started this venture together, that it was, for me, it was never about the families. I really wanted to steer away from Kelsey being involved or the families knowing. And to me, I'm just being a mother, it's really hard to take your brain there. But I think the turning point for me was when we went over line by line the law enforcement scanner and we had it transcribed. And there's proof that these girls were found hours before law enforcement said they were. And even then, I didn't want to buy into, there was some like nefarious reason behind it. It was, okay, well, they're a small town, they're a small county. They've never really dealt with shit like this before. I understand they're trying to build up their reinforcements and preparing the scene, and they're dealing with, you know, a high profile family like the Patties, you know, who own a lot of properties, are well known. You know, it's not something that you dive in lightly. But when you look back and you look at how things were manipulated and how things were done, you can't be honest and agree with how this case was presented to the public. And I'm sorry, but Derek German was hot and heavy into the meth game. He was hot and heavy into selling, manufacturing, stealing, and buying meth. Who was protecting that business? I think first and foremost is where a lot of the answers lie. Because someone like that doesn't operate in a small town like this without some sort of protection. You don't get to have shit transported in and manufacture and do all that you're doing and then get caught and turn state's evidence and roll over on all your boys and expect there to be no backlash. So when Becky Patty in the trailer of the Dr. Phil interviews, she says, they've got our girls. They knew exactly what this was about. Derek German has not publicly spoken a word about the death of his daughter. To me, after everything that we have researched, everything that we have looked into, when you're trying to give the Patties an escape route, it all comes back to they knew. They knew what Derek was doing. Derek's business, his drug game, was benefiting the family as an entirety, as a whole. They all knew. That's my real opinion on all of this. And above Derek German, do you know who I think is filtering the massive meth game into Carroll County?
You want to save that for next week?
I might have to.
Probably be wiser. Yeah.
There is, like if you, I'm trying to put together on the spot an analogy or a comparison of when you do something that is either not on the up and up or against the law. Okay. And let's just say, hypothetically, you're a low-tiered law enforcement officer who is trying to work your way up the ranks, and you're doing things that your superiors are asking you to do that really isn't on the up and up, but you do it anyway because you're trying to appease the powers above. You're trying to make a name for yourself. You're trying to, gain traction and move up in the ranks. How many people do you think go through that process of trying to build their career and then have unintentionally aligned themselves with the wrong people? And then when they realize it, they go, fuck, I knew better. My gut told me, or I signed off on this, or I disregarded that because I was told to when I knew I shouldn't have. I pretended I don't remember. How many people in law enforcement in Carroll County do you think have swallowed that same recipe as this case has gone on? And there's one person who said, fuck it all. I'm going to speak publicly. I'm going to go against the grain and fight back, tell the truth, call them out.
What usually happens to those people, Amy?
Well, do you know, we have an individual like that, and his name is Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas, who ran for sheriff up against Tony Liggett, who called out the department for their failures.
And is no longer employed by them.
Not only no longer employed, but completely discredited, was completely taken down in ranks, and who filed a lawsuit and won. Now, we don't know the outcome and what the county paid to Michael Thomas, but we know what happens to somebody who goes against the grain. And Michael Thomas is the example for all of the other law enforcement officers who worked under Tobe Lesenby, Shane Miller, the mayor at the time, the incoming unelected new prosecutor, Nick McClellan, Tony Liggett, and Steve Mullins. Everybody else got a promotion. Yes, Mike Thomas is still alive. Mike Thomas really has probably a great story to tell, but his livelihood depends on him staying silent. Like there's,
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying, like when if I take off the YouTube channel persona and I put myself out there to speak plainly, there's a level of corruption here that's not new. It's not new. It just takes a case like this where people around the world, and it's not just in the United States, Delphi has affected people around the world. And people have grown to really care about these two little girls and what happened to them and why it happened to them. And it takes that type of spotlight being shown on a case for corruption to really be put in the forefront. Take a look at the Gilgo Beach case. And not only did we have a serial killer running amok for decades, you had people in the sheriff's department and in Suffolk County completely trying to cover it up for reasons that people would never even believe existed. And I will take this back to the David Kallenberger case. David Kallenberger was murdered because he was going to snitch. He had information on the Tippecanoe County Sheriff and his brother, who were protecting the meth dealers and the people who were transporting meth into Tippecanoe. And they thought he was going to snitch. So there was this massive cover up. And to this day, he went missing in 2016 off of a highway driving a Harley Davidson motorcycle, and his body has never been found. And the same people who I believe are involved covering up this case, or the people, I'm sorry, let me back up, not covering up this case, but the people who lashed out in retaliation against Derek German in this case are the same people being protected by the politicians and law enforcement in Carroll County, as did in the David Kallenberger case with the sheriff and his brother and all of those in their pocket bought, sold in Tippecanoe County.
He was being harassed actually before he went missing. There were some incidents at his house that I compiled.
Who? You talking about David Kallenberger?
Yeah.
Well,
some vandalism and
there was a lot. There was a lot.
Exactly. Well, I mean that area, but
his wife had connections to a certain family, not just Barry Richards and his brother, the sheriff of Tippecanoe County. And when you look back and you ask yourself why Nick McClelland was able to come in, step in, literally stomp in, and get rid of Robert Ives and take over the prosecutor's office and make his campaign slogan of, I've never been elected. I didn't have to run for prosecutor. I'm just here. But my number one goal is I'm going to solve the Delphi case come hell or high water. And you look at Ron Logan, who's lived there for years, and you look at other people who have lived there for years, and everybody is hush hush. No one wants to talk about the meth dealing. It's very prevalent that there's meth in the community, but no one wants to talk about who's dealing it, who's trafficking it in, how it's coming in, why it's not being stopped.
We'll be doing that next week.
Yeah, we're going to go into that next week. Stay tuned.
Hey, Quester, check your email. I found, and Amy, you can too. I found something fun. Maybe we'll use it next week. I don't know if this has anything to do with it. This is cool though. I found the 3D Lidar. I found a whole 3D Lidar map of the Monon High Bridge. Of the Monon High Bridge area. And it's amazing. And I sent you a video of it while you were talking.
Okay, I'm going to pull that up here in just a minute. But
no worries, there could be some tweaking to make it actually look nice. So, yeah.
Real quick,
I need access to it to be able to see it.
So we're going to go to this.
Looking south.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Looking to the south. Here we go.
Okay, so this is Steve. Steve's video.
Okay. Let's see here. Oh, man.
And I want you guys to look at the foliage around the bridge.
what there is of it.
What there is of it. And we're going to skip. So you guys know, okay, let me find it really quick here.
Pretty soggy.
Hold on, let me pause this because I need to
Pretty unnerving.
look at something. Okay, it may not be uploaded. Okay, so let's go back to this.
What year was that filmed? Someone was wondering.
Hold on, I'll tell you. Oh, sorry.
Are we sure the girls didn't take the picture on the south end? Which photo are you talking about? Which one? Because I've gotten pretty good at being able to tell where things are on the bridge.
This appears to have been taken in 21.
Thank you.
But my point in sharing this is we're going to get to a point where now this video, I believe, was shot. This particular video, I believe, was shot during the remodeling of the north end of the bridge. At first, I didn't think that it was, but now I believe that it is. But the point I'm trying to make here is, looky here. This is a picture facing back north.
I would like to point out something.
Go ahead.
A lot of these tufts of grass are over down by the on the south end. It's kind of because it's over water otherwise, and there's more metal supports, and down by, I mean, so it's all metal supports, but basically these tufts of grass tend to be more by where all the trees are on each side, which is aka not where the water is. So usually that's a pretty good indicator if you can see those tufts of grass that you're on the Weber side of the bridge.
Right. So we're on the south end of the bridge looking back north. Is what this is.
I know there was a platform behind you.
And the reason that it matters is because
And a platform in front of it.
his friend is back there wearing a white t-shirt.
Zoom back out here. Okay.
Do you see his friend in the white t-shirt back here?
I think they had it zoomed in
It looks pretty blurry. Is this
a little bit.
high? Dang, that's like the quality is a lot to be desired right there.
Come back.
Well, it is, but guess what?
And I'm gonna
Tiny.
It doesn't look like
analyze it.
the images that we see behind Abby in the BG video of two dark figures on the bridge.
Want to do it?
Well, I want to point out that
Trying to use it?
the space between the platform, like this 2021 Chester,
The internet?
they,
YouTube, whatever you want to do.
there's like 30 feet between where Bridge Guy is and where Libby's shooting the video. Like that's a lot of ground to make up, if not more. I'd have to look at what my calculation was, but like I have the exact specifications of the bridge. So what I did is I looked at the platforms, and then I basically took the oh yeah, if you let it load for a sec and buffer, Amy, it might actually be higher quality now. See how it kind of fixed itself right there? I don't know if it'll keep doing that, but
No, I mean it's
oh, there you go. See, it's a little better. It's a lot better now.
to me it's clear as a bell.
We can
But
It was kind of bad quality in the beginning just because it hadn't completely rendered on your computer, I think. So now you guys can see that a lot better. Look how tiny he is.
stop until
You can see each of those three platforms. So there's
But-
3 platforms on each side, guys.
but the point is, when you look in the foreground and you say there's a man standing back there in a white t-shirt, you can clearly see that that's the case. When you look at the screen capture of the BG video, we see two dark figures standing back there that the guilters want to say, oh, well, that's the barrier. It's not.
Would the barrier have been up in this video? Because I know you said 2021, so I think had it not been removed?
This is the problem. The barrier is so far back off the bridge. This is the north end barrier. It's so far back off the bridge. You would not see the barrier in any photograph or any footage. Do you see that?
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me see if it's on that 3D LiDAR, because the bridge is on that LiDAR.
And that's why I'm trying to find that photograph that I have of Abby on the bridge and the still shot that I took from the video where it shows that there are people behind her in the foreground. Jesus, you're talking about the Jackson Pierce files pictures, and those photographs were taken earlier that day in the morning.
And we know who they are.
And we know who they belong to. Krista Burris, Conklin. There was a family out there that morning, which still could be a connection.
Yeah, still interesting names, exactly.
Yeah, you can't disregard them. But you can look at this video and you can definitely see, and you don't see that as he gets closer. You see, look. This guy, this is right when the bridge was starting to be remodeled. Do you see the barrier? Oh, let me get there. Right there.
So that's the remodel barrier, guys. This is not there on the 13th.
Yeah, they hadn't put up the little cabana there where they have the cameras. It looks like they had just marked off where they were going to cut off the access. This is not what you see in the video with Abby. I gotta find it. I gotta pull it up. I have so much.
So the best part with the LiDAR I found is it's from 2017.
Good. Hold on, I'm gonna find it.
Amy, Chester 2263.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you've gone over this before, but I think this is a good question to ask while we're at it. Is Amy, from your time at the Ron Logan side of the bridge, do you think it's possible someone started from that side and turned around to follow the girls?
Yes.
Yep.
I think that's the most plausible. I think that whoever was out there, it's more than likely that they went to the south end of the bridge and turned around and came back. And I think as time goes on and more information comes out, you're going to find out that there was possibly a witness to that sort of possibility. And that's all I can say about that.
Wait, what? She hasn't even told us that.
No. Hold on, let me look at this really quick.
That is, of course, assuming that this whole lot is true, all these pictures and video.
Mm-hmm. But either way you slice it, it doesn't add up.
True.
Hold on. I'm still pulling stuff in, guys. Hold on.
You can't rush perfection, guys.
I wish.
I mean, if you guys, Amy, if you do need a moment, I could always share my screen with the Lidar thing that's going on right now. But we could also save it. So I'm just letting you know you have an out.
Incidentally, while you've got that picture up, have you ever compared the sky in this picture to the sky in the Down the Hill video?
No.
Oh, shoot. I didn't think about that.
Ah,
Quester, have you compared the sky?
I have.
Quester, what do you see with your special eyes?
You don't need special eyes. I promise you.
I'm done.
Oh boy.
I don't know.
We still have to talk about this too.
Wow, is that taken with a toaster? It just needs to render, I'm sure. It's just, I can't help making fun of it right now. Yeah, everyone has access to my case. Oh, but you mean like the second level?
Oh no.
Oh no?
No, go ahead. I have someone who I have someone who has access to the second level.
Yeah, there's 3 levels apparently. One's for the lawyers involved. The next one's just like lawyers. And then there's us plebs.
There's what?
Then there's us plebs. We just get normal. It's actually how some of the Keegan Klein stuff got leaked to Murder Sheet because they just so happen to be see it. Where does the picture of Bridge Guy come from? Because you can't see him in the video. Who took the picture of Bridge Guy that was released by law enforcement? Chester, I believe that was probably cropped.
Well, you know,
Which picture? Well, the one that was in one of those pictures we did earlier.
No, I think it's the one that they're saying the law enforcement put out as like the wanted poster or whatever.
well, I mean, ask Kay Weber. Kay Weber, who was in Arizona at the time.
Kay's busy sipping margaritas, girl.
Well, no, Kay Weber claimed that the FBI flew all the way out there and showed her a picture of a man on the bridge and asked her if she knew who he was. And she claimed that she could not identify him because he had a face covering on. Now, hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Does he have a face covering on there, Quester? Do you see a face covering?
Well, he's been very clever so that nobody could recognize him. He put something over the bottom of his chin. Cunning.
He sure did. He sure did. And then we're going to pretend that Kay Weber wasn't all over social media claiming that she had a trail cam attached to her shed that was working and was pointed in the direction of the creek where the girls would have crossed.
The crime scene.
Not by accident, but that's where the cam, because she had multiple cameras. And there was no activity of anybody crossing the creek to go over to the crime scene. Like, I'm just telling you the stories. I mean, I'm not saying they're true or they're fake or whatever. I'm just telling you the stories.
Why would Kay Weber say that, I wonder? I mean, like, what does she have to gain?
Couldn't tell you.
Exactly. So, I don't know. I don't know. Why should we not trust her over someone else who has shown us maybe they don't have a lot of credibility? I don't know.
Okay, stop right there, right there. Oh.
You say stop, but it's like you're controlling it, girl.
I'm trying. Who are the people in the foreground?
Way too close to be that barrier, guys. That's the one that's
This is the
clear.
barrier. This is the barrier after the remodel. This is the barrier in 2017 before the remodel. Look how far, when you're approaching the barrier, you can't even see the edge of the bridge. Then you get closer. You still can't see the edge of the bridge. Third picture from the left. You can kind of see the lift that you would step up onto the bridge, and then you go around the barrier, and this is the far right picture once you have passed the barrier. I'm sorry, but that is not the barrier. There is someone back there.
I think there's two someones.
Yes.
For whatever reason.
And that area was smudged out on the picture they showed Richard Allen.
Then you back up to here. You can see the man standing back there in the white t-shirt. But when he's back here, that's the barrier on the south end of the bridge. Now, if there, and we have not been able to verify if these barriers are equally set. We know these barriers were put there so individuals would not take like an ATV. These barriers were not put out there to stop people from crossing the bridge. Duh. These barriers were put there as an indicator that you can't take an ATV or a four-wheeler across the bridge, or a car if you're that stupid. But I've not been able to find if the south end and the north end barriers are set the same distance back from each end of the bridge equally. Michelle, girl, you are a saint. I love you.
You get a membership.
If you just got a membership from the channel, thank Michelle.
We need like a clip that plays that's just Oprah saying, and you get a car, and you get a car. Every time she does that, it just automatically plays.
Yes. Thank you, Michelle. But look how far back this barrier is. This is the south end barrier. This is a barrier that stops you from walking on to the full-blown Weber property. This is the path that Abby and Libby would have been looking at when they came off the bridge. Libby knew where this path went.
She got in trouble for going there.
She knew what was beyond that barrier. But look how far back that barrier is set. And then you go to this. I'm sorry, but what we see behind Abby in the video is not the barrier. That is not the barrier. So I'm going to open it up to commentary. Go ahead, Quester or Fungi. Am I full of it?
I've always felt that.
Am I going overboard? Like what?
No, I agree. Okay, so the question I've always had is there some sort of like digital artifact back there because it's so pixelized? When you zoom it in, like it's kind of hard to tell. And so I've made like little drawings where it's basically goes over the outline of what could possibly be people. I've made a couple of those, but for me, it's always kind of looked like the bridge is almost smushed back there. It looks weird. And I've been looking at pictures of this bridge forever. I've been trying to see if I can find, other pictures exactly where this thing was taken. Does it look that way? And it always just, to me, it looks like that back end of the bridge is smushed. And I just don't know what to make of it.
Well, so does the bridge guy in different photographs. Okay, and this right here that I have on the screen is a great shot of where Michael Osbrook. So,
I agree with him, by the way.
So when you look at the GPS of, oh God, where'd it go? I was just there. So
If
he's
you
coming
want,
off the bridge.
I got a full Lidar thing right now. If you want, I can show people.
Okay, hang on. First, I want to point out again for the millionth time, when you look down the hill where the girls reportedly went, there's no coverage. There's no hiding spot. You are up against a hill and a drop off in a private drive. You were standing on the private drive. I'm just going to have to let this play out.
Sorry, I disconnected for like 2 seconds.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay, we're at the south end.
But Quester brought up, and maybe I know that we were going back and forth about this, but maybe I misunderstood. But and I'm going to explain my take on it, Quester, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. But when we watch the Down the Hill video, the actual video that's been released, and you hear Libby saying, there's no path that goes here, so we have to go down here. Were you suggesting that she was looking to the right at that right side hill off of the bridge and saying there's no path there, so we have to go down here, going to the left? Is that what you were implying?
What I was implying is, if we're standing looking down the path as your picture is, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she was saying there's no path down there, but she was saying they have to go down the other side of it.
And then she raises her hand up by her shoulder. Maybe she's pointing behind her with her thumb.
Well, when you look at this image, this imagery right here is really it's what the area looked like when I was just there in October. And as you can see, if there's a car driving on this private drive, there's no hiding. There's no hiding here. You are right there in windshield shot, passenger side windshield shot of anybody standing down here at the bottom of the hill. So they would have had to have immediately gone down this hill and then gone down the second hill, which is even steeper, to get out of visual sight. And I truly believe that this second hill is steep enough that if you were at the bottom of it, you might be able to hear a vehicle, but you wouldn't be able to see it because you would be somewhat under it. But as this video plays, you see the water line out there. We have a 7-minute break in movement here in the process to get to that creek. But
probably just standing around.
Yeah, they're just standing around waiting for the white van. But if you look to the right, as this person is walking towards the barrier, the GPS in the phone data says the phone went down the right-hand side.
Just like there was on the other side.
And as you can see, barely, I'm going to pause it when he pans to the right here.
There are ATVs on that side, by the way.
Well, when you're standing up on the hill and you're looking down over the right side, this to me is like a divot into the side of the hill. That and this goes all, like when you think about the video that you just watched and how far along he was walking, this divot in the ground is that long and it's deep. You could have been back in here down this right-hand side of the hill with the girls and probably not have been seen by a van. But then you have to incorporate the movement and it doesn't fit. None of it fits.
So that's what forms that is just that's just natural drainage paths. So water is going to drain there, especially after the winter. It's going to drain there, and then it's going to head into the river. I just wanted to put that out in there. You can easily see that on the Lidar maps I posted. It's visible. It's large. There's a couple actually large kind of drainage paths like that that follow along the. It's like a basically interconnected kind of mini feeder creek almost, seasonal, that follows along the driveway, the private drive, I believe.
Identical.
Well, I just have to ask the question as we approach this barrier at the south end. I mean, we are walking right up on this barrier. Come on, Steve, start walking forward.
Steve.
Look at that barrier. That is the same barrier that is here. And I want to know how that image translates to being what we see in the foreground here of an image in the background on the bridge.
Can we just talk about how it doesn't have the same amount of feet and supports? It's so freaking thick right there. Like it's so much thicker.
Mm-hmm.
It's not red at all, which I get reds, you know, burgundies, maroons can kind of
No,
that
but,
way in the sun.
I mean, if you're wearing white, it looks like this.
Well, no, that's the one from the later on, right? So,
yeah, but still, I mean,
I don't think it's the same barrier. Is it?
No, it's not the same barrier, but this person is on the bridge and you can see bridge behind him. And in the BG video, the images that you see in the foreground, you see bridge behind them too.
There are some really obviously heavily used ATV trails on the Lidar and other imaging that I've shared with you guys.
Go ahead and put your Lidar up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let me. Yeah. I just always thought that those were, and I've been trying to. Here, let me share the screen.
While she's doing that, the lack of cover there is what makes me question the idea of anyone being at the south end. There would be absolutely nowhere for them to hide.
But the thing is, though, I'm just saying hypothetically, we take it at face value. We take the empty bridge picture that Libby supposedly took. You don't see anyone on the south end. Other than that, we don't have any imagery other than the BG video of the south end. We only have the north end. And I'm just saying hypothetically, when you put it all together and you put Dr. Walla's testimony along with Rick Allen's supposed confession that he, what was the word that she used? He laid in wait.
Does that sound like Rick Allen for a second there? Like, I don't know the guy, but that
laid
in
wait.
In rural Indiana. Who says that?
But, you know, they made a big to-do about the fact that Rick Allen went and sat on that bench at the top of the Niches Trail and saw the girls come in. And then he laid in wait and he followed them. Well, the man on the first platform couldn't have done both. He couldn't have been on the first platform. He would have then had to have followed Betsy Blair. He would have then had to have come upon Abby and Libby and turned around and followed them. But that person is nowhere in the supposed 207 image of Abby on the bridge. But if this was someone completely different, that person who was on the first platform could have stepped off that platform and headed south on the bridge, went down to even as far as the barrier, and had been on his way back when Abby and Libby came upon the bridge. I'm just trying to put out there what reasonably makes sense.
You can share my screen.
And Charlie Murphy, we absolutely do not, capital N-O-T, do not have any witnesses on the trails that day who claims they saw Betsy Blair. Not one.
In answer to questions that arise in about Max Snowberger as to whether he was there, one thing that's not widely known is that someone sent a text to Max at about 2:13, interesting time, asking him to come to the bridge. And he responded he couldn't, he was going to go to a farm auction.
I should chase down if there were any farm auctions nearby and see if we can find anyone who was there.
Okay. Before we get to your LiDAR map, we're going to save that for just a minute. Quester.
Fine, be that way.
Quester. What time did Daniel, okay, let's back up. What time did, let me see, I might have to, I'm going to have to pull up a presentation. I don't remember which freaking presentation it was. What time did Cheyenne Mills, aka Cheyenne Ingalls, aka Cheyenne Buckley, say that she arrived at the trail and she received a telemarketer phone call, which was subsequently at the same time that she passed David McCain, flannel shirt guy.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's start off with right back in 2017. She told people that she was at Freedom Bridge at 2:21. She then said that at 10 to 3, she arrived at Mears and 2 parking spots were taken up. Then at 2:45, she said she saw DP between the parking area and the south end of the bridge. That's a massive area to have seen him in. At 3 o'clock, she said she saw the white-haired man and then went on to the bridge. Do those answer your question?
Yeah. And then last week we talked about, we showed, where did it go? Hold on. And we pointed this out last week. Hold on a second. Guys, I'm sorry. I have to backtrack. So we showed the images last week of Cheyenne's shoes, remember? Because we were talking about the katana sword. And then there was another photograph of a different pair of shoes walking across the bridge that Cheyenne took that reportedly belonged to Shelby Duncan. Hold on, I'm getting there. I got to pull it up. And Fungi, this might blow your mind a little bit.
I'm ready for my mind to be blown.
Okay. Hold on, I'm getting there. So if you guys remember, we were talking about the katana sword and we were talking about whose shoes and who was wearing which shoes and who was carrying the katana sword. Well, and then Quester brought up, if you remember last week's live, we were, let me take her off. Hold on a second. We were talking about the grain on the bridge, on the planks. Well, Quester took the right side image of the shoe, which is one style shoe, and the left image of the other style shoe, reportedly holding the katana sword, and he aligned them up. And they match. So we have these are two, for whatever reason, we have two photos that were originally one photo. And for whatever reason, they were split.
I'm having a very hard time comprehending this. This is kind of weird.
So look at the photos.
No, I comprehend it. Why?
So we have, right, exactly why. We have an individual on the right-hand side. This picture was posted as its own picture. Then we have the picture on the left. Two different shoes. Two completely different shoes. The person on the left is carrying the katana sword. And then we talked about this name down here at the bottom, Faith Inman. And people in chat last week kept saying, oh, it's an acronym for Faith in Men.
No.
Well, if that's the case, faith would have been spelled Faith.
It's spelled the same way as someone's name who's local, by the way. Faith
Inman is an actual person. So we have these two photos that were, this is one photo. You can clearly see this is one photo that was split into two different images. Now, this is Shelby Duncan, who was reportedly one of these two people. Look at the shoes. Which pair of shoes is Shelby Duncan wearing?
I hate this case so much.
And if Cheyenne is taking this photograph, like she claims she did, shooting down her pants leg with the rip and what some people believe are blood stains on her jeans, then that means the other person to the left of her is carrying the katana sword. Where is the katana sword? Or is there somebody else outside of Shelby Duncan and Cheyenne with these two? Is it a Faith Inman? Is it a Cheryl Loeffler?
Or Sheena Dillon?
Sheena Dillon?
Oh.
Good names there, aren't there? By the way, Cheyenne said that Faith Inman arrived at 2:30. Wonder how she knew that if she only got there at 3 o'clock.
Telecommunication.
Where is the katana sword? And you can clearly see that the plank that they're stepping onto, the right side of the picture and the left side of the picture, these two planks line up.
as does the cross member underneath the black cross member.
Mm-hmm. 2 different pairs of shoes, katana sword, Cheyenne Mills, Shelby Duncan, and who else?
Indy Cindy just had a great observation. They are overground, not water.
So that means they are heading south.
Not necessarily, just means they're at the south end.
Yeah.
Or at least on that end of the side of the
They're
river.
on the weather. Yeah, they're on the weather side of the creek.
Mm-hmm. So that's true, but they're on the south end because there's no water.
Yeah.
When you first step onto the bridge on the north end, you're over water, pretty much. We have the timestamps of the photos, and I would have to go back through all of the vault presentations that I have because we have them based on, we have this whole conundrum of these were Snapchat photos taken that were then screenshotted by Cheyenne and then uploaded to Facebook. So the timestamps are different. And lo and behold, we have none of this as an exhibit from trial. Cheyenne's letter that she reportedly wrote to law enforcement has been excluded from the exhibits, and all of the photos that were submitted during trial from Cheyenne's Snapchat have been released. Why?
Question, Amy.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't one of Cheyenne's photos of them sitting or lying down on the bridge?
There was a photo of them sitting off of a platform with their feet hanging over the side.
Thank you.
The rest
That's
of
okay.
them, yeah, we haven't seen any more.
Yeah. That's okay. I might come back to that later.
So there's that. And while we're on that, keep in mind that the timeline that Cheyenne gives has her passing flannel shirt guy, aka David McCain, as she's approaching the Monon High Bridge, and pull up David McCain's testimony. He couldn't give a specific time as when he got to the bridge or when he got to the trails. He said between 2 and 3, but he did say during trial, which is all that's going to matter on post-conviction, is what he said at trial. And that was, he was on the bridge for about 30 minutes. So whatever time Cheyenne claims she got there, back that up by 30 minutes. And then you have the realization of
Indy Cindy has pointed out they're heading south, according to the shadows. Yes, she's correct.
I believe so. I believe they're heading south. But Quester, we're going to pop this up. Hold on. I got to remove some things because I'm full. Hold on. I'm going to pull it up. Quester, which we all have seen this picture before, but pin down the date and time.
I don't think you've changed anything on the screen for me.
No, I'm deleting stuff behind the scenes. Sorry. Hold on. I have to delete a couple things to add something else. Oh, where'd they go? Hold on. Right here. Now it's saying, oh, it's got to be an image file. Okay, that's why. Sorry. Here we go.
Oh, you liked that one, did you?
I loved that one. Good old Dan McCain sitting next to his brother, aka Flannel Shirt Guy, aka David McCain, aka On the Bridge, for 30 minutes while two girls were being abducted, sitting next to his brother with a gashed, sliced up knee on February 13th in a meeting. Go ahead, Quester.
Well, as you can see in the writing below the picture, which is what David gave evidence in the trial, he said that evening, meaning the 13th, he was at an HHI meeting about 7:30. Well, this is the picture. So this picture was taken sometime after 7:30 at the HHI meeting. Dan McCain had already done his knee in. It looks like it's been professionally seen to, and it's had time to bleed through as well.
Can you zoom in and look at his hands?
Sorry?
Can you zoom in and look at his hands, Amy? Someone's asking while Quester talks.
Yeah, let me see if I can do that. Hold on. Keep going, Quester.
Yeah. Now, if you allow the time for him to have gone and got that knee looked at properly, plus allow time for him moving around, going to where he's going to get it sorted, coming back, coming to this, I estimate he must have had his knee hurt 5:30, something like that, while he was in the cemetery. It could have been earlier that he hurt his knee.
Now, where does that put him?
That puts him in the cemetery or around the trails, supposedly riding his bicycle, which is where he claimed he got this injury from, riding his bicycle, which I don't know of any injury that, like if you fall off your bike, you're going to scrape the front of your knee and the area between your knee and your shin. You're not going to get a slice over top of your knee like this. Or am I befuddled?
I would have expected to see some grazing on his elbows and all sorts of things if he'd come off his bike.
Well, I would have thought so, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it depends on what else he was wearing, but if you're going to wear elbow pads, you would wear knee pads too, right?
You would. The interesting thing is the estimation puts him coming out of the cemetery roughly when Mr. Muddy Bloody was seen.
Was that you, Fungi?
Yeah, I couldn't help myself. So this was 2/13/17, February 13th of 2017. At around 7:30, Dave was in the meeting with Dan McCain. True Crime with Eve is just clarifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll chuck in another cute one for that picture as well.
Oh, fuck. I mean, screw it.
Pardon?
There's his hands. That's the closest I can get to Dan McCain's hands right there.
They look fine.
Mm-hmm. Fig Fairy, let me just clarify. It's not unpaid volunteer Kathy Shanks. It is investigator Kathy Shanks, according to some documents.
No, it's superhero, like superhero with superpowers, Miss President in waiting, Kathy Shank.
Well, AKA Nancy fucking Drew.
I want everyone to know that Amy asked me not to say the F word as much this stream, and I've counted like 4 or 5 of them from her. I think this is a new record. I just think this is hilarious.
Do you want that little
Sorry, just thinking it's so funny, Amy. I love you.
Whoopsie! Sorry.
Oh, you're a good girl. I love it.
Thank you, Fungi. All
Right.
keep
Where
going,
was
Fungi.
I?
Yes, where were you? God.
Yes. Oh, yes. In the trial, David McCain told the court that they were sitting in that meeting, and they didn't know about the girls missing until two agency people came in and told them in that meeting. Now, the HSI meetings start at 7:30. Therefore, he was telling them he didn't know about the girls missing until 7:30. Right?
Oh,
Put the picture back up and have a look who else is there.
Oh no. Oh no.
hold on.
Guys.
Oh,
Fletcher's onto something here.
no.
See the two in the top left?
No.
So if nobody in there knew at 7:30 in the evening on the 13th
Wait,
that
for the
these
people
girls
who-
were missing,
For the people who
explain
can't,
Toby Leesonby and Steve Mullins.
yeah, sorry, I was saying for the people who can't see it right now and are just listening, I want you to read who it is.
Toby Leesonby and Steve Mullins were in that meeting.
Right.
Smiling their head off,
Right
giggling
next.
away.
Right next to Bloody Muddy Guy.
Whispering
Yeah.
sweet nothings in his ear.
Yep. Toby Leesonby smiling his head off while the search is going on looking for these kids. Steve Mullins right next to him. Shane Evans at the top end of the table. But according to Dave McCain, nobody knew the girls were missing at 7:30. Really?
Wait, does that line up with the trial testimony, Quester? Or
That
No.
was his trial testimony.
yeah, but I'm saying, does that line up with law enforcement trial testimony?
I don't think any of the others mentioned being in that meeting.
When did they mention that they heard about the girls being missing, perhaps? Do we know
Well,
that?
Fairly early on.
Tobe Lesenby was the sheriff. He was the one who called the dogs and then canceled the dogs.
He
He's
doesn't know
the
anything,
one
Amy.
who called off the search. You think he didn't know that at 7:30 in the evening?
Here we
Now,
go.
let's back it all the way up. Let's even back it all the way up and go down to Muncie, Indiana, where you have our
Tobe knew at 5 p.m.
yes.
Mullins said he was in the control command center at 5:30 when he heard about them missing.
They look concerned, guys,
Leesonby
don't
was
they?
also in the control command.
Sorry.
Yeah, Steve Mullins has a look on his face right now. Look at Steve Mullins right now. He's got his hand up to his mouth, like, wait for it. It's
Like someone's
coming.
let one go and he's trying to work out who did it.
Wait for it. It's coming. They're going to come in and they're going to ask for help.
He looks like he just told a joke.
But back it all the way up, back to Muncie, Indiana, that morning, these same people who are the investigators of the year at CrimeCon, these fucking brilliant people, but signed, sealed, and delivered the fact that Rod Abrams and Elvis Fields were at the hospital visiting their friend the morning of February 13th and saw the girls were missing on the news that morning.
And as Yo-Yo said,
that was okay.
David McCain spoke to DG on the trials.
Yeah. David McCain ran right into Derek German on the trails.
He knew what was happening because he knew that there were girls missing. He was ground zero.
No, he didn't. He didn't know until these agent people came in at 7:30 in the evening. Honest God. Wouldn't lie to you.
No, he wouldn't, would he?
He would not. He would just take a picture of you and then hide it.
What time was this meeting? Why weren't these people looking for the girls? It was 7:30, Chester, and because some of them testified that they had no idea the girls were missing at this time, whereas others testified they did. But let's just overlook that because it's inconvenient.
Yeah.
Let's see what was happening.
Yes. By the way, I disconnected because I slammed my head at my keyboard because I was just getting so freaking. It was unbelievable.
No, okay. Let's just be honest, because you just can't wait to put up your Lidar map.
Oh, that definitely wasn't it. But now I can't. Now I got to share my screen. Thank you for
by
reminding me.
7:30, there were police officers all over the place looking for the girls. The Trailhead Park, Canal Park Annex, all over the place. Sent out by Control Command, where those two guys said they were 2 hours earlier.
It seems we have ruined their alibis, as some would say.
Well, Deanna, they claimed, David McCain claimed at trial that the FBI took his photographs that he took that day, and he never got them back.
Even though that the FBI said they returned all materials, as ISP demanded. Is Mullins staring at that bloody knee? I do not believe he is. I believe he's making eye contact with his very secret lover, Dan McCain, or David. No, I'm sorry, I couldn't help that. Just
what do they call it?
Special friend.
No, on their website. What do they call it?
Oh, I don't know.
What are they? Yes, you do.
No, I just know in obituaries. They always
what the
say
McCains on their website say that they're into. What is it? There's a name.
Sex magic.
Sex magic.
They're pretending. They're secret signals, guys. They just do it. They can talk telepathically, and that's what they're doing at the time. They're going, wasn't there something
it
that
looked
we were
like the
supposed to be doing
secret signal going on there was covering your crotch.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, redacted is on point. Hey, they are happy. They are finally going to save the high bridge. Abso-freaking-lutely. And they are going to bring in tourists like myself who drove all the way to Indiana, spent money multiple times on an Airbnb, ate in town, and went out to the trails.
I would just love to see how much money they brought in from true crime.
From this case.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't for this case, Delphi would not be on the map.
I mean, it might be on the map, but like
for
in
what?
The same way that my old town Ontonagon is on the map, it's only on the map because it's the county seat, and it's literally
nice try.
It's a town of 2,000 people. The entire county has 6,000 people. There's
nice
no one
try.
there.
Nice try. Delphi would not be on the map.
Wouldn't you just love to be able to read those clips?
This case has made Delphi, Indiana, a firm hold.
Sex tourism capital of the world.
And yeah.
Children a speciality.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's make this friendlier for the algorithm, Amy said. No, I'm just talking about
I know. I'm so fired from YouTube right now. I'm so fired.
Sweet dude Chibi, the 1.4 million was actually from Indiana Historical Landmarks or something. I documented this a while back. I honestly don't remember. But I just remember it wasn't like given to them straight up or whatever. It was like they had to do the bridge, but it seemed like it was pretty excessive and pretty wide sweeping. Let's put it that way. Without Delphi, I would not be getting all those clicks on my YouTube channel that has no content, says our friend Michael Osbrook. Anyways, if you want to share my screen, Amy, it needs your approval.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, that's what I've been waiting for the entire time.
Oh, okay.
My friend. Oh, yeah, this is not the one that we're looking at. This is the one we're looking at.
Well, that's what you've got up there.
Nope, this is what we're looking at now. So, can anyone recognize what this?
Oh, this is amazing.
Be? I know. I got really excited when I saw it, and I was like, I can't contain myself. I got to show them. Anyways, oh look, it's the bridge. Oh wait, we're facing the wrong way. Sorry. Now we're good. It's the bridge, guys. But guess what I can do? So this is why I had such an issue last time with doing this last time, is because of all this foliage. But if, what's a funny word, by the way? If we do this,
You can't take my word.
Look at that. Look at that, guys.
So,
Look at that.
Yeah, look at that track going all the way south.
Oh,
okay,
and
what happened to the bridge though? Where'd the bridge go?
the bridge goes away because the bridge
Fell down.
it's scared. It's scared of the McCains and their sex magic. Yeah, so here I'm just screwing around with the elevation right there. But so here's where the end of the bridge is, right here.
Okay.
So we can kind of see it. See, I'm doing a little bit of this.
Okay. So right there, stop. Go back.
Yes,
This
ma'am.
area, like
Yes.
where your mouse is, right there. That is where Osbrook.
It's exactly what I was about to say.
To your right. To your right. Take your mouse to the right. No, don't move the photo. No, go change the elevation back down. A little bit more. Back in here. Because the private drive comes along the outside here, but where your mouse is,
Right here's the private
right
drive.
there's the private drive. So that's where the van would be coming. But Michael says that the GPS takes the girls, they go down this right side go down into here.
So this is just a bunch of points, guys. So it's going to look really weird if we get closer. Just an FYI. I just want to let you guys know that.
Drop it down.
It's literally called a point cloud. So this is what it looks like when I get close. Just letting you know, Amy.
Okay, don't go that close.
That's
But
my topic.
turn your elevation down. Go down. No. When I say go down, I don't mean closer. I mean lift. Okay, we're gonna fight.
No, I don't understand what she's saying. Can you see it like that? Maybe? Here, maybe if you said we're gonna fight. What are we fighting about, Amy? I thought we were friends.
I want you.
Amy wants to put me through a blender right now. Here. I'm making it the contrast a little heavier so we can see you can kind of see a little bit of the.
So where's the end of the bridge on this image?
Oh, this is the same thing. Right here is where the end of the bridge is. Right here. This fun little guy right here. And so here's where they could have gone down literally like right here and then go up. But then there's actually a pretty clear path. You go back up onto where the old train tracks were, drive out, or there's more paths here. Can you guys see that very faintly?
Yes, I can see it. See, go back down. See, when you lift it up, you have to go back down, level it out.
Like down as an angle or down as an
angle.
Okay. Like that?
A little bit more. Because where you were the first, now back out. Zoom out.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you can, well, when you're that close, it gets pixelated.
It's just because it's literally a bunch of points. I think, yeah. One sec. Let's see if we can change maybe the point size. We can make them a little bigger. Here we'll make.
Well, if that's the end of the bridge right there, the creek looks like it's turning away, and it doesn't turn away.
No, the creek is over here.
So when you're pointing out the end of the bridge, is that the south end of the bridge?
Yes, this is Weber's house right here, or right here-ish area. Yeah, this is his like barns and stuff. This is where those old railroad tracks are, right here.
Okay, so where's the crime scene?
The crime scene is right over here.
Okay.
Would you like me to? Here, I'll turn. Here we go. Look, guys, we can see Ron Logan's path.
That is a hell of a path. I need to go back out there and find that path.
So here's the cemetery for those right around here. Here's where the old quarry is.
Yes. That's the area that we came down.
I found a newspaper article talking about how little boys used to swim naked in it. It was really disturbing because they did it for like a film. I don't feel comfortable with it. But
in Delphi?
Yeah, no, it was about the Monin Railroad or something, and I'm like, what does this have to do with it?
Okay, I'm going to step away for 1 second. Hold on.
Yeah, she needs a moment right there, right?
Hold on.
So it took me a little bit to get the settings kind of correct, guys. You got to fool it around with it, but I will share this here. I'll share this right now in chat. The exact one right here. This is the exact link to it. If you guys want to check it out, it will not look like that right away. but you can search for your location and then kind of find from there. And then what you got to do is you kind of got to fool around with the elevation. And so this might not work for computers that aren't very good, by the way. Like your graphics card is going to be worked on this, because I have one of the best graphics cards out there, and it is running it hard, man. Yeah, but so what I did in order to take away the trees was I took away everything but ground, and I mean, these ones don't really matter. I don't know why I'm pointing at my screen. None of you can see this. I just sent the link in the chat. It's apps.nationalmap.gov. So here, I'll send it one more time. Here, I just sent it. But I basically take off. So unclassified is all the trees, and that's all the noise. So it's not going to look anything like that at first. If you take off unclassified, boom, we don't have trees anymore. And that was the part that I was missing when I was trying to make my own point cloud or 3D render of this.
And you gauged the path from the crime scene to the back of Ron Logan's property as how far wide?
What do you mean? Like it's at least a couple, like the path, how wide it was at its smallest. Because
well, I mean, 2017, this path
this data, this Lidar was done in 2017, by the way, guys. See right here, 2017.
So this was wide enough to get a wheelbarrow down?
Oh, 100%. ATV, probably even a side-by-side, actually, to be honest. Or a gator, some people call them that. That's this path that we're talking about right here. It's the path that we kind of digested last time I was playing with Lidar on this. But I got really excited when I saw this as Amy was streaming earlier, and I couldn't contain myself. So, yeah. These usually would do stuff, but it's mostly you're just going to want to make sure the ground is checked and that unclassified is not checked if you want to just get pure. But this is actually interesting because then you can see how dense some of the foliage is. See?
Yeah. So when you take the foliage away, what is so at the south end of the bridge, that second hill? Yeah. How far of a drop is that?
Well, I've already calculated that in a different map. I think I told you. But I do want to be completely certain. So let me just open up Google Earth because I like to push my computer into doing things.
Because I mean, that second hill is, I mean, visually when we were there,
it's big. There's no way you could, like, the gradient right here, guys. The gradient of this hill, the second hill, is impossible for someone to have walked down that, like, just straight up. Like it's like a crazy. Oh, sorry. That's my.
Well, I mean, that's what it looks like in person when you're there. But I remember Julie Melvin said that so if you came down down the hill that we know as down the hill, that if you walked to the left, there was a path that was like of least resistance. You could go down. And I'm assuming it's this ridge right here on the right-hand side of that hill.
Not mine. Sorry, one sec. I went to the wrong 5. This has never happened before. This is embarrassing. There we go. Thank you. Now we're going to the correct one. I can see the crime scene from that. Sorry.
Foliage. Ricky Bay. I did not say foliage. Foliage.
It's foliage, but okay.
Really, oh my God. Now I can't say it, just like I can't say coordinates.
Please.
Yeah, so here's Google Earth Pro. So anyways, let's just flatten this because I'm not going to make this 3D. This is way easier to do when it's not 3D. All right, so here's the bridge. Here is the private drive, is this really thick one right here. And so the bridge ends right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the one after the private drive here because the first one is the quote unquote down the hill one. So here's what we're going to do. measurement. Sorry, I'm trying to find. I think this is the right tool.
Okay, everybody's ganging up on me in the chat.
Guys, don't be mean to my friend Amy.
At least I don't put my stuff in the boot of my car. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, so like if we just like take it like this, like right by the bridge right here, that's like almost 50 feet. And I'm gonna show you the.
It's a straight drop off. I'm telling you.
Yeah, no, I have the percent. 1 second, I have the the angle, the grade of it somewhere around here.
Thanks, MOD.
Thanks, MOD. No, it's gonna be like, I don't know if this will be it, but let's find out. All right, this will tell me nothing, absolutely nothing. No, why is it not? What are we doing? What are we doing? Where are we going? Oh, okay, sorry. Jesus, take the wheel. Yeah, no, I have it in another Google Earth thing that I have here already set up where I measured this. I just don't understand where it is right now because I don't usually use it on my computer because I'm special.
So basically what you're saying is that you couldn't go down that second hill directly.
There's no way you can go straight down. Not even me, who I love to go straight down this stuff because maybe with sex magic, yeah, but not without deep knowledge of sex magic, right? Let me see if I can find the. Why are we not allowing me to open up stuff, guys? Not you guys, but why am I? What? I don't want to place mark anything. Stop being difficult. Oh God! Oh no! Sorry, I hit the wrong thing.
So
you know what? I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna. The feature peak edited has been destroyed. I'm just gonna reopen it because that's how it works for me. There we go. See, now I can actually open stuff. It's amazing, guys. Open. Oh my God, is this gonna be the right one, guys? Will it be even correct? Untitled. That's. Oh, never mind. This is definitely not the right one. Oh well. Yeah, we're gonna have to do this some other time. But yeah, so here's.
Go back to the first Lidar map that you had.
Boop. Here it is, my friends. See, it's really steep. Okay, just think about it. Just think about how steep that is.
No, it is. I mean, like it was like right before I realized that we were being stalked by Weber's wife. April and I were standing at the precipice of this cliff, like there's no way
down here, right? Yeah. So like
we were on the private drive at the edge of that hill right there.
They can't go straight. That's why I've always thought they can't go straight down like here. If they were gonna go, it would have to go over and deep and around or down. But so here's the private driveway. Okay. Skin row, I would.
What happened to her? Did we lose her? Her emoji is free falling. I don't know. Quester, are you still here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
I don't know what happened to Fungi. She must be froze.
There we go. I'm absolutely unamused by my internet dropping right now. I am absolutely unamused. I will
the shrooms kicked in.
Wait,
Chippy said the shrooms kicked in.
Yeah, I just stopped. So where was I saying? I was saying I would love to go to your house, but I think Amy would yell at. Yeah.
No, this.
No, I'm kidding. I love Amy.
This really.
Again, here's the link again. if anyone wants to do it, just remember to do the settings like I said. Have ground, have unclassified off. And then you fool around with the density, lower density if your computer's not very good, and then graphics card. If you're on a laptop, just assume it's not a very good one. And then point size. So like this is what happens when I make point size smaller. Oh, look at that. So that's why I have it really fat. And and then you can screw around because then it goes like this if you don't put the special lighting on. And
what? Okay, so this big on this map, this big like trench thing here where your
chasm, this ravine. This is okay. So you can see. So this is natural drainage paths. So you can see multiple places where it feeds in naturally, and it's been doing this for hundreds and thousands of years. That's how we know. Well, probably like hundreds of years. It doesn't take that long actually to make these.
You're sharing way too much.
But all I'm saying is what happens is this is like what I consider a feeder creek. And so water will flow into it and then it will flow in to the river. And so see something kind of similar over here, except this one's more of a downstream tributary. So, but these are buildings.
That one's Bridge Creek. The one you just pointed out was Bridge Creek, which is fed off.
Didn't I used to have a dam?
That's called Bridge Creek? Because I've seen that on the map.
Yeah, that's the one that goes very close to Richard Allen's house.
Oh, I'd like to point out one thing. So we can see this is where the high bridge is. So down here, see, this is the Niches / Mary Gerard Trail right here. And so there used to be another bridge that went over around here. Like you can kind of see the old path to it. I just thought that was pretty interesting. Michigan does not contain where I am, apparently.
And the old ford that was around there somewhere.
Yep, that's actually where the old ford was, right here. The old ford was right here.
So this map was made in 2017. So look at...
Yep.
Okay, so a couple of points on it. Okay, so right where your mouse is, go back. So back up to where the north end of the bridge would have started. Right there. Look at that drop off. And this is why I was because I know that there's been, I want to say, Fig, you were out there. If I'm right.
Oh no,
but
it's connected again.
Huh?
I disconnected again. I'm sorry, I'm back now.
So I'm looking at the steepness of the hill because Rayleigh Voorhees testified that they went down the right side of the bridge, down to the water.
On what side? The north end?
The north end, right there where your mouse is.
And it would be facing, this way. So it would be this side. So that would be
No. Yeah. But she didn't say they went down the Mary Gerard Trail. She said she testified that they went down alongside the right side of the bridge to the water. And when we were there just this past October, we were saying there's no freaking way.
Not unless they're mountaineers.
Yeah.
And
maybe there could be a small, narrow.
But there's footage of people who have been down there, under there.
Going down over here and through.
I just don't, I don't see how 4 girls, 2 of them being younger. First of all, if my oldest daughter allowed my youngest daughter to follow her down a trench that was almost at a 90-degree angle drop into the water, I would have been very upset that she went down there and let her little sister follow her. But so this is where I got really confused with, okay, when she says they went down the right side of the trail, because the Mary Gerard Trail also goes down the right side of the trail. It goes down the right side.
It wasn't that.
Right.
Well, one of them said that they did go down to the Gerard.
And the thing is that I'm talking about the timeline, and the fact that once they got to the Monon High Bridge, they were there for like 40 minutes. they were there for a really long time. And I was like, what were they doing? And she testified that they went down the right-hand side of the bridge. And I was like, okay, well, I was thinking originally that they walked back up the trail towards the trailhead at the Mears Junction and went down the Mary Gerard's Trail. But that's not how she described it. And they took a picture down at the water, and there was an Instagram picture. The Instagram picture that came in that touched Libby's phone data. That I was thinking, okay, did they take this? And did she post it on her Instagram photo and Libby saw it and liked it? That's why, because there was no message sent or no photo sent.
Amy, is that the one that I thought was under the bridge? The ones of the logs?
Yes, that's the same.
And yes,
photograph.
It was over here, right? It was like right here is where they were. They were down by the support.
Yes. So but Bree Wilbur never testified about going down that path at all. She didn't testify that they went down she didn't testify that they went down under the bridge. She didn't testify they went down the right side of the bridge like Rayleigh did. So there's this huge whole gap in time in between them arriving and taking the picture at 12:25 of the Freedom Bridge, walking down the trail, which takes about 14 and a half to 15 minutes to get from Freedom Bridge to the Monon High Trail, or the Monon High Bridge, I'm sorry. So from bridge to bridge, it's about 14 and a half to 15 minutes. And from the Mears trailhead to the Monon High Bridge is anywhere from 6 to 7.5 minutes, depending on your speed. They are down here at the Monon High Bridge for almost 40 minutes. Before the 126 photo is taken. So I'm not saying that they did anything wrong. I'm saying the time is a mess. What they did is a mess.
Yeah. I mean, and it's easy to kind of mix up where you were sometimes, especially if you're, I don't know, you're a kid and kind of things blur together.
What this does is this, for me, without even going point by point, and even though we have Critical Thinker who's been out on the trail doing time walks and recording them. So going back to Yellow Jacket's post on X, for those of you who don't follow her, go follow her. And you're going to have to scroll down her timeline on her X account. But she points out there's always been this topic of there is a green roof in the background of the 126 photo. Now, put yourself at the Freedom Bridge at 1:25. Or I'm sorry, 12:25. Scratch that. 12:25 is when Bree and them said that they arrived.
Right here.
Supposedly, Bree Wilbur takes a photograph of the Freedom Bridge at 12:25. Then they start their journey to the Monon High Bridge, which puts them there between 12:40 and 12:45 at the latest.
So they go here, and then they're here.
That's a 14 to 15 minute walk.
And here's where the Mears entrance is, guys. Just FYI, so you guys can get an idea of layout on the ground. Here's where Ron Logan's place was.
So they take the photos that we see, and in 2017, there's a bench that is right near the Mears Trail. Yes, right near the Mears Trailhead, right there. And if you're taking a picture on that bench, in the foreground, you're going to see the green roof of the Mears barn.
These back here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, here we can look at it. I mean, get the Google Earth. I can go find that real quick.
Which then, what that does is that completely shatters
this one.
Yes.
Yep.
Right, so side by side this thing. Let me just sorry, sidebar 2. So we can put these two side by side.
There's the bench.
I'm gonna up this here so you guys can see it a little better. So you see, this is the exact same location, guys. All right, can we see? You guys kind of get that? Hopefully it's easy for you to understand. And wherever you see these empty pixels, the empty spaces, that's usually going to signify a very steep elevation where like it didn't actually read anything because it was so steep. Just letting you guys know that. So when you look at that,
the reason this is a problem and the reason it's important is because if you're taking what the state says as fact, and you've got this car going past the Hoosier Harvest Store camera at 127 in parking supposedly at the CPS lot, which there's absolutely zero proof that happened. And this person parks at the CPS lot and then ventures out onto out in the open wilderness for everyone to see and walk up the side trail up to the Commerce Center on the other side of the Freedom Bridge to enter the trailhead. This changes where this person would have encountered the Rayleigh Voorhees group. If 126 is when the photo was taken back at the bench where the green roof was. Does that make sense, or am I speaking gibberish?
Yeah. I mean, I've got them side by side. I pulled up the historical imagery actually, so it was a little bit easier. I'm gonna literally just take a screenshot of this and I'll send it to you, just so we can get this perfect. There you go. Beautiful. Nope. Is there anything else that you guys would like to see side by side like that? Because this might be a great opportunity for that, right? Did I disconnect again?
Hold on. No, I'm reading chat. Sorry. This is an interesting
No, you're
one.
good.
If you walk parallel to the bridge, almost under, but not quite, from drive to about 30 feet, it is not steep. See? Okay. You are close to flat land, picnic table, etc. You turn right to go back to the creek crossing. And see, that's what Julie Melvin said. Julie Melvin said, so take us back over, Fungi, to the south end of the bridge.
So like around here is what you're saying? Or wait, further up the drive or further down the drive? Like toward the Weber house or away?
So down the hill. Everyone's down the hill.
My friend, what's that? Almost from the drive. So are you? No, I'm saying
Tar Heel Girl is right. Tar Heel Girl is right. That's what I was asking. So take us back to the south end of the bridge.
For there.
And yeah, but change the map the way back to the original. Okay. So take your mouse because they can only see your mouse, not mine. Take it along. Okay, so that's the end of the bridge, correct? The south end, right there,
correct.
Where the video was taken by Libby, supposedly.
Yes.
Okay, so now take it south. Back. Pretend you're going back. Pretend you're going back on the bridge.
Oh, okay, yeah. We'll go here.
Right, stop right there. That area right there where your mouse is supposedly where a slope was, that if you came down the hill from the south end of the bridge, you could, do you see that little slope right there?
I'm trying to make it a little bit more apparent using this, seeing if we can do that.
There is a maintenance road that runs along parallel to the bridge, or there was, I should say.
Yeah, you can see the old impressions of it, I think. Some of the other maps. See, now you can see some of these trails a little bit better as I zoom out.
Mm-hmm. But Julie said that if you underneath the
Right
bridge, yes,
or
that there was if you came right, you couldn't go straight down that second hill, but if you followed the edge of it along the side of the bridge to almost under the bridge, you could get down to this plateau right here rather easily.
See if we can go over there and check that out in our historical imagery. Where the heck am I going? Guys, I'm lost. So like what we're looking at right here.
That's the private drive.
Yep, I'm trying to get it to the same angle-ish.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah, here, let's All right, so we kind of got similar angle here. Thank you to Google for making this just beautiful and realistic bridge right here, guys. Sorry. So this one's the 3D imaging that you're going to see on this side, though, is going to reflect more recent imagery. So this is the one, if you're going to look at topography, this is the map to do it for. Because
Chester,
Google,
yes, there was a 911 call after the screaming at 2 a.m. Keep going.
Yeah,
fun guy.
And 2:30. There's another one at 2:30. Yeah. So, FYI, just if you're looking at the Google images and you go to historical imagery, it will not adjust the 3D contours to be historical. It will be the Lidar is going to give you the best historical look at that, but it will adjust like the texture on top of the 3D contour. So just remember that. Yeah. And yeah, hopefully that was really informative for you guys. I like, and if you guys do have any places that are interesting, Indy Cindy, I believe that you're talking about the quarry. Otherwise, that's like right around here. When's that? Right here. See this depression? And see that right there? That's the same thing that we're seeing right here. Exact same spot. Hopefully that makes sense. There is, okay, so there's a cave that's supposedly down by Wilson's Bridge.
There's also supposed to be a cellar out there.
Yeah, there's supposed to be another cellar like around, was it here or here? I remember it was on one of these bumps.
I have it in one of my Google Maps. There's a cellar out there. And if Big J ever gets the kahunas to come on here and spill the beans, you're going to learn a lot more about the area.
Big J, you want to
There's supposed to be a tunnel as well.
Secret tunnel. Oh, sorry.
Yes, running from somewhere near the Mears house down towards the creek.
So up here toward the creek.
No, the Mears house. Yeah, down to there. Yeah, supposed to be one round about there.
Yeah,
somewhere.
Interesting. Well, let's see if we can see anything using the power of friendship in Lidar. No, I give up. I don't know. Yeah, I don't see. But very interesting, right? Yeah, whoever got that reference, the secret tunnel thing. Thank you.
Chester,
we do not have the...
No, we don't have the audio. At one point... At one point, someone did have the audio, but somehow it's been lost in the sauce.
Scrubbed.
Delphi Docs had it. And they told me that they had it at one time, and then somewhere along the lines, a thread got deleted, and it was lost. Oh, and really quick, I just want to get, I for a lot of you who are in the Delphi community, as far as my interviews with Ashley, I haven't been able to follow through with those because Ashley had, long story short, I think I discussed this live, but one of the punches to the face that Ashley took from Garrett damaged her 2 front teeth. And Ashley was born with a cleft palate that had that it had been operated on and had been corrected, but the damage to her 2 front teeth caused re-damaging to the palate. And they had removed her 2 front teeth a couple of years ago. And she went through the whole process of getting molds done, and she got a bridge put in. So they replaced her 2 front teeth. Well, by this point, her palate had then started to show signs of separating again. And because she's in prison, she doesn't have a choice to say, when she wants to have surgery done. So like 3 weeks ago, they gave her a notification in the evening. She messaged me and said they were taking her out of the prison in the morning and to operate on her palate. So she was removed from the prison and went through what was supposed to be an in and out procedure, but they could not get her her vitals to stabilize. So they kept her in the hospital for a week. So she was just now, and this whole time I'm messaging like, are you okay? What's going on? And I know that when they remove someone from a prison, especially at the Indiana Women's Prison, when they take you out, when they bring you back in, you have to go back through onboarding again. And you typically lose your bunk, you lose your job, and you have to pretty much start all over again. No, they did not remove her palate. They did some corrections on her palate to close the palate through her nose and the roof of her mouth. So she had surgery on that, but she was in the hospital for a week. And then
it's so unfair.
It is. And so I finally heard back from her. They brought her back. She's okay. It's healing. It's fixed. But it was 2 weeks of unexpected, chaos that I didn't know what was going on because, she was removed. I didn't have a way to get a hold of her.
And you never know.
No. And so she's back in the prison and she's ready to, now that she's healing. She had tubes in her nose when they brought her back. So when I talked to her on the phone, she was really like nasally. And so she's healing. They've removed the tubes. And we're going to resume probably this week on the rest of her interviews. That was kind of a unexpected situation that happened. I'm glad that they took her back to do the operation. It was just unexpected that, she doesn't get a heads up except for the night before. Like, you can't eat, you can't drink. Tomorrow morning, you're going into surgery. We're taking you out of the prison. So her whole life was thrown, upside down. Okay, so Mother of Dragons, what am I supposed to be sending to Jesus?
No, he's supposed to be sending to you.
He's got pictures of the secret tunnels of the map.
Oh, okay. Can you send it to Amy? Yes. Okay. I was confused. I was talking and reading at the same time. So yeah, apparently
we'll make sure that it gets to Amy and Quester if you send it to me, and Amy will make sure it gets to me and Quester, or Quester will hopefully make sure it gets to us because you can't trust him.
Okay. Hold on.
Amy, you are a popular girl today.
Okay. This is a no caller ID number. I need to answer it and see who it is. Hold on.
All right, everyone. So
somebody
in chat?
Somebody in chat asked about Randy. Randy is a nickname for Brad German. Sorry?
For who?
No, Brad German. Who was Libby's grandfather.
Randy. There's a Randall German. No, that's a different guy. Yeah, let me
so,
look at the. Let me look at the tweet.
apparently,
In the meantime,
Brad, but Randy lived down the private drive near Abbey. He was a teacher at Delphi High School, and most of the girls there said he was creepy. And Libby hated him taking her home after school. So that's an answer to a question of
Brad German.
Brad, B-R-A-D.
Oh yeah. No, I'm just making sure that that's who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh.
Joined the search on the morning of the 14th.
Was he the one who had the dogs
Yes.
that were turned away?
Yes. He was Grandpa Brad was the grandpa who was there on the morning of the 14th, not the 13th, who attempted to cross the creek towards the crime scene, who was turned away. And he's
two different people, Cluster.
No.
He's also the one who was having the heart attack.
Yes, same person.
Yes.
No, I'm saying Randy and Brad are two different people.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Those
yeah,
two people are different.
I sent you the family tree. What I got.
But yeah, Grandpa Brad was Libby German's biological grandfather, who was there that morning with his hunting dogs, who wanted to cross the creek and was turned away. And then a couple hours later, when the girls were found, he had an ambulance called on him because he thought he was having a heart attack. He's the same individual that Kelsey German speaks about as to why she didn't run across the creek when she was told that her sister was found, because she had to go to her grandpa because he had collapsed and they thought he was having a heart attack. When you listen to the law enforcement transcripts of all of the scanner that morning, that happens hours before the girls were reportedly found.
That was like an hour. Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah. It's like an hour and a half, hour, 40 minutes, almost 2 hours.
It's just inconsistent is the main thing.
And you know, without everything else, I could have forgave that. I could have understood, you know, they're a small county, you know, this is a well-known family. They made a lot of mistakes on the evening of the 13th. They canceled the dogs. They canceled the search. They made inappropriate statements publicly about, you know, the girls, you know, could have ran away. They were at the movies. They were seen here. They were seen there. I get it. But everything that's followed, they don't get a green light from me at all anymore. Yeah, Indy Cindy. Kelsey also says that her grandma's friend held her back. There's so, you know, look, I try to be politically correct. I try to be empathetic to all parties involved in this case, because you don't want to believe the worst has been done. But there are some things that and this is my opinion only, being somebody who has been in the position of finding out that a loved one is no longer alive. When my sister was killed in a car accident, and it wasn't just a car accident, it was a domestic violence issue. And I don't even think that's why it is so etched in my brain, but it was just the moments of that day. I can literally close my eyes, and I'm not being theatrical or anything, but I can literally close my eyes and remember where I was standing. I was in my master bathroom. I had a can of Comet in my hand. I was cleaning the bathtub when my husband called me, and he worked with my sister's husband, who had called off work that day. But my husband called me and said that my sister had been in an accident and she was non-responsive. And at that moment, every part of my being completely escaped me, and I did not understand what non-responsive meant. And I remember walking out of my bedroom, and my mom lived with me, and my mom was in the kitchen, and I'm telling her what I'm being told. And I remember every moment after that. I remember getting in the car with my mom. My sister lived about 25 minutes away, and my sister's car accident was literally right outside of her neighborhood. And I remember the car ride, and my mom, I couldn't keep my mom in her seat. It was such a madness that I do not believe for 1 minute that in a case like this, somebody cannot remember exactly what they did, where they were, who was present, and what time. I just can't believe it. I can't, because it's such a heartbreaking, horrific moment that it doesn't leave you. And my sister died over 20 years ago, and I remember it like it was today. And so for Kelsey to be so young and impressionable, to go through such an event and an ordeal, to make so many unrealistic statements, just boggles my mind. And yeah, Eve, you're right. Trauma means you can't forget. And I believe that wholeheartedly. And I know that I've had other people have opinions on the fact that some people block it out. I don't believe there was, like with my sister, it was such a odd situation, but it didn't involve a police investigation. It didn't involve, and it should have, it really should have, but there was no anyone sitting me down under a spotlight questioning me, asking me to relive that weekend's event. And even though my sister's accident happened on a Monday, there were a lot of things that led up to that day, starting on a Friday. And when this accident happened, it only took me about 30 minutes to reflect on the whole entire weekend. And I knew what the fuck happened. And it's never left me. And no one needed to sit me down and pin me down on a statement. And that's why after getting into this, when I never wanted to believe that anyone in the family was involved or Kelsey knows more than what she's saying, I didn't want to believe that. But after everything that I've seen and everything that I've researched, without short of calling her a bold-faced fucking liar, I don't believe anything she says. And I hate to say that, with her soft little spoken voice and her meaningful memories of Libby, I don't want to believe that. But my brain and my heart can't stop me from going there going, how do you misspeak so much about what transpired that day, where you were, what you did? There's so many different accounts of what Kelsey did that with everything that's unfolded since then, I just can't buy it. I can't buy it. Thank you, Redacted. And clutching her hair. Where in the hell is the clump of hair that was found by the barrier? Where is that hair? I mean, we have a report of a woman who was out there on the trails with her 2 little kids, who found a clump of hair, a clump of blonde hair by the barrier. The same
everyone
week,
just sheds.
huh?
Everyone just sheds clumps of hair. Don't you know?
No, not a fucking clump of not a clump of hair. I'm sorry.
Add
no.
2 more to the swear jar, guys.
The hair that was found with Abby wasn't just hair. It had the root and some skin around it.
That
Yeah.
doesn't happen.
Now see, look, Gilletta says my 2-year-old nephew was murdered and I can't remember shit from that day. The pure rage took over my whole mind. And see, I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that.
It can shut you down.
I just
A
know
shot
what
like that.
I
It
just
can
know
shut you down completely.
you can. So I don't understand the conundrum of making up fake stories, things that didn't happen. That all I can do is tell you what I've been through and why I see such a problem with it. And
I think the difference is that you are probably consistently like, I just don't remember anything. Whereas it's the inconsistency with Kelsey. It's trying to fill in those gaps where it's consistently inconsistent. Whereas
Correct.
It's like either you remember everything or you don't, or that's how it seems to be with a lot of cases of trauma. It's different for everyone. However, like it's the trying to fill in the gaps with stuff that's
it's extra. And I think and for me, this is true. I'm a sibling of 3. I had a sister and I have a brother. And I always think in like the realm of a family dynamic, my mother was somebody who at the sight of blood would just flip out. She was not a person who could maintain composure in an emergency. I, on the other hand, I was the take charge, in control.
I hate everything.
I got this for you. And that was for my whole family. I was that person for my whole family. And I believe that every family member, I think that every family they have to have that person, somebody who's level-headed and can take charge. So if that's not you, I understand, because there's people in my family who weren't that way. So, and that might be why when I look back, I'm able to dissect that entire day, knowing what happened, when it happened, my mother literally, my sister she was the middle child. She was the rebel. She was the one that I always had to mother, on top of my mother mothering her. And when this happened, it hit my mom in the worst way. My mother never got over the loss of my sister. And, I remember minute by minute, I remember this day. And it may be because I took on the responsibility of being in charge. That could be why. I don't know. But to see Kelsey be so far off with her statements when she was immediately brought in by law enforcement and was forced to sit in front of authority and retell her accounts. And at the same time, never was she ever required to hand over a digital device and provide law enforcement with her phone download or extraction. She was able to go in and manipulate Libby's social media accounts.
Wait a minute.
Huh?
Do we have a list of family members who actually did have their phones extracted? Because I feel like it's easier to ask that because I feel like less had it extracted than didn't.
I don't know. What, Brad German?
I don't know any.
No, Brad German, or I'm sorry. Yeah,
When
Brad German.
That ever happened, guys?
Derek German,
cases?
Becky, Mike. Cody, I don't know of any of them having any kind of a digital extraction of their phone devices done. At what
Has that ever
point?
happened?
At what point does an investigation of a double homicide not begin with the family?
Quest, are you cool with me sharing your email address or not?
Yeah, fine.
All right, I will change this picture then. There you go. There you go. Here's our email addresses. You can send them to all of us, each of us. One of us. Quester might not share. If you don't want me to share, just tell me. Otherwise, I'm sending it to these two freaks. Screenshot it if you want, guys. It might come in handy someday.
Yeah. So we're going to leave it there.
We love you all.
Next week, we
Guys,
are going to
next
get
week is going to be amazing.
I have a lot of work to do. There is, for those of you who have followed Ashley's case in my beginning coverage of this case, you all know where my focus has been all along. And I'm going to go down that rabbit hole, and I'm going to take all of you with me.
I think it's becoming a very fruitful rabbit hole, actually, because there's some interesting things and people and places, and it's too much to ignore. And you will find out next week who that car belonged to. Next time on Case by Case. Yeah, that kind of
thing. Next time on Case by Case. And I'm going to need Fungi's emoji or avatar to stop free falling. It's making me nauseous.
Oh, really? I can do another one that I'm
kidding.
Have more. I have like 100 of these. No, I might just do another one, a different one, and we'll see if that one makes you nauseous too.
No, what needs to happen is I need to send you some images of Breeze watching the news. My dog she's my Siamese twin. She watches the news like I watch the news.
Good for you, Amy. It's not good for her.
It is so good for her,
Amy.
She needs to know what's going on. She needs to know what's going on in the world around her. Yes, she does.
My God.
Yeah, I need an avatar of Breeze watching the news.
I can do that. We can do that. Yeah, I can do that.
Yes.
It probably won't be as nice as this one because I didn't make this one, but I can make it really pretty and cute.
Sweet dude should
be. Oh yeah. Apparently
there's
an update on Nancy Guthrie.
I've never taken shrooms, but I'm waiting for Fungi to send me some because she apparently goes mushroom hunting all the time.
Oh yeah, well it's because I take pictures of them, and then I have guys. I moved here, and there's apparently I will find 100 to 300 morels every year in my pastures alone, in this one little spot in my yard. It's amazing. They're huge. I love it. Also, there were a lot of cows in my pastures in the previous owner. So yes, we do have the magic mushrooms here. I have never tried doing mushrooms. I would like to, but I want to be prepared mentally because I think it's more of a spiritual thing. Yeah. Amy, can you explain what the dispatch ID numbers are in the CAD? Are they radio numbers, person IDs, or unit IDs?
I'd have to look at the ones that I'd have to look at the ones that they're talking about. Usually,
was that Vienna?
Usually numbers like that are radio numbers. So, and normally, and most of the time they don't align with a badge number or a call number. For example, the easiest way for me to explain it is like this. Officers, and I can only speak for Columbus, Ohio, CPD, where I worked. So, for example, car 140, and counties really aren't going to be a whole lot different. So you have law enforcement vehicles that usually have a license plate that IDs. And where I'm from, the license plate IDs their zone. So there's 6 zones here in Columbus, which basically fragments up the city. So, for example, I'm in zone 14. So all of the cars that we see locally here, where I live, all of the license plate numbers start with 14. You got 142, 143, 146. And that same car returns after a shift to the substation. So, for example, car 142 for A company, which is first shift, will use that vehicle and whatever equipment comes in that vehicle. Usually that entails, what's in the trunk of the police officer's car, like a shotgun. When they log on, they let you know, I'm 142 with the shotgun. So you know who's in the car, but their walkie is a different number. It's a longer number. It's a coded number. That number never changes. So if officer who normally drives 142 shows up for his shift at the substation, and for whatever reason there is a crime scene that's transpiring, that car 142 from the shift before is tied up on, your A company 142 may hop in another law enforcement vehicle, if that makes sense. So your A company officer now is riding in car 145, but his walkie number never changes. He has to identify with you on a back channel what car he's in, what equipment he's carrying, and what his walkie number is. Same goes for when you're working the comm channel. A comm channel is a back channel where things like let's say you are an alarm company that is installed in a business and you have a breaking and entering in progress. The comm channel is where that information would come in on. That's where the audio from that alarm system would come in on. That is also the same channel on a Friday night. You will get an officer who will come on and say, I'm at such and such location, and I have 6 officers with me, and we're going to log in, and I'm going to give you my walkie number because we're working special duty at this bar. So they're not in vehicles. The only way to know where they are and who's communicating with us is through their walkie number. So then each officer will log on the air and give us their walkie number. So if there's ever a officer in trouble, which we would call a code 3 in Columbus, and they call it a banter, an officer, let's say he's in a bar, he's working special duty, a fight breaks out, he's caught up in the fight, he needs help. He can't communicate on his radio, but he can hit his red button on his walkie. That's a code 3, that's a banner. That's going to light up my station where I'm sitting, and it's going to tell me exactly what officer has hit the code 3 and is in trouble. So when you see these numbers that pop up or register in a CAD, it's typically what the officer has logged in with that's going to be on their physical person. And depending on how Carroll County does that, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be registered to a vehicle. It's going to be registered to a device that they carry on their person. So when you see an officer that's standing on 2 feet talking to you, and then he grabs that microphone on his shoulder and he talks into it, that's going to be his walkie. That's going to be what identifies him to let everyone know in the radio room who he is. That's what I'm thinking. I'm going to have to go back and look at the CAD report and look at those numbers to see if they look similar to what I'm used to. But that's how our IDs came across in our system.
Amy, did you see the Guthrie update or whatever? Are you going to go live?
I'm going to go live. Why? What's going on? No, I haven't. What's going on?
I don't know. Chester said something's going on. He said, interesting, Savannah is alone without her siblings. So I haven't looked at it because I've been trying to give my 100% to you guys. Somehow the pastor survived. Oh, yeah. Well, so the thing is, there's certain mushrooms that it is the worst death imaginable. And just TLDR, don't eat pure white mushrooms, just that you find. Just never, ever, ever. It's the single most deadly thing on the North American continent. It's called the North American destroying angel. I don't think that name needs any more explanation. They're really pretty though. Like, look at them, guys. They're so pretty. Oh, and if you're in Japan though, so no mushroom is too dangerous to touch unless you're in Japan. Then there's this one that's really bright red. It's like devil's something, and basically, yeah, you can get hurt with that. But that's why none of you are in Japan, right?
Well, I'm going to have to
But
come
if you are,
and take a stroll through your field.
You got the woods behind my house, because you can go blueberry picking and blackberry picking and raspberry picking. No, I got them all around. They're so amazing. I love it.
All right, guys.
Anyways,
well, I'm gonna go live again in here in a little bit. I'm gonna go grab something to eat, and then I'm going to get caught up on the Nancy Guthrie
food
kidnapping and ransom. Today's the deadline at 5 o'clock, so we're about 30 minutes away.
Amy, stay for like 2 seconds after the live. I have a question for you. I wanna.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys go for now. Thanks for being
Quester.
here.
Yes.
Say labradoodle.
Labradoodle.
Better than I ever hoped for. Thank you.
That was great. All right, guys. Love you all. We will see you later. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you, Michelle, for the gift. Thank you, Michelle, for the gifted memberships. We will see you next week. Indy Cindy, girl. Yeah, I emailed you back.
Indy.
All right, guys. See you later. Bye.